The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily represent those of Access Fort Wayne, the Allen County Public Library, or any other supporting group. Get involved with Access Fort Wayne and make your own television programming. Call 421-1250 to find out more.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody'd be surfing like California. You'd see him wearing the baggies, Warachi sandals too, bushy blonde hairdos, surfing USA. You'll catch him surfing at Down, Ventura County and Lime, Santa Cruz and Trestle, Australia's Narrow Beach, all over Manhattan and down Doheny Way. Everybody's on surfing USA. We'll all be planning out a route we're gonna take real soon. We're waxing down our surfboards, we can't wait for June. We'll all be gone for the summer, we're on safari to stay. Tell the teacher we're surfing USA. At Aggernees and Swamp, Pacific Palisades, San Onofre and Sunset, Redondo Beach, LA, all over La Jolla and Waimea Bay. Everybody's gone surfing USA.
Here, and we'll go look at the lighthouse. Now we don't have to worry about being loud because the lighthouse keeper moved out in 1958. You understand, normally he'd be sleeping right now because he was up all night tending the light.
Hey, look, somebody got the car.
Well, you guys came over on the Miller ferry. That was started out as a rowboat service. And the Miller has the flat top auto passenger ferry. We have another ferry that services the island. The Jet Express. Jet Express is a catamaran with jet engines, that is, water jet engines. And it goes about 40 miles an hour, which is fast for a boat. The Miller Boat Line started in 1895, and they got the ironclad bottoms on the rowboats so that in the wintertime they could drag them up on the ice and drag them across the ice when they had to bring old newspapers or the mail or sometimes the doctor over. Took 4 or 5 good sturdy men to achieve that. Well, here's the old lighthouse, and you really can't see the tower of it because it's behind this big tree here. But I will assure you it is there. But the lamp from inside and the lenses for the lamp, called the Fresnel lamp, they are in the museum downtown. You'll notice the two outbuildings. The white one is the life-saving building. That's where they had the life-saving boats. And the little yellow one is where they kept the whale oil and later kerosene. These fields on the left are, they look like weeds, but this is to attract butterflies. Now this weekend, not this weekend, next weekend is Monarch Day over here, Saturday. These islands are, just like the Native Americans years ago, the monarch butterflies use these islands to cross Lake Erie from Canada, and they come down here, and the kids will come here from the school and catch the monarch butterflies and tag them. Well, last year we had 2 of those butterflies were tagged here on the island that were found to be in Mexico at the winter grounds down there that the monarchs have in the mountains in Mexico. That came from Foot Bay. Grape growing and winemaking are two of the activities of the island in the old days, and also commercial fishing. And on these fields here, the commercial fishermen would lay out their nets to dry. After they'd oil them, they would use a kind of a tar on the nets to keep the nets from rotting. They were made of sisal rope, so they were an organic rope. Nowadays they use nylon rope. This low building here, that's the time shanty. That's where the fishermen would build their nets and get them ready for fishing every year and repair them when they needed it. I've done a lot of commercial fishing on Wood Bay. In fact, when we were headed to the LSU took over commercial fishing piloting. That's what they do there now is very important research and invasive species, algae blooms. LSU and wildlife and the natural resources all working together. Improve the water quality of our fish, particularly Lake Erie. Here's our airport, founded by Milton in the 1930s. He was a World War I flying instructor and a barnstormer. He came over to the island and saw a need for airstrips, and later on he bought 6 Ford trimotors, these huge airplanes with corrugated tin sides, big wheel tires. Ford trimotor was a copy of the Fokker trimotor that the company Fokker had built. They were perfect for landing on these runways for the airstrips that we learned here on the islands back in those days. There's 6 islands with airstrips set up by Mr. Hirschberger, and the headquarters is over in Fort Clinton at the airport over there. Island Airlines, it's called. Of course, at one time it was called the shortest airline in the world. There's a boarding house, the Roundhouse, was a boarding house from the 1800s. Bring in the big fat, pitch hotels on the island. A lot of them stay at the Roundhouse, not private homestead. And 2 wineries on the island. Hyman's Winery is down here, and it's also located at the Crystal Cave. Crystal Cave is an immense pool. It's found by the glaciers. Water we see further on inside the rock are formed crystals. Well, this one is usually about the size of a softball. And this one is big enough for 30 people to walk around inside. Crystal Cave is pretty hot and dry. We're coming into the village. And in a moment to see Perry's Monument. Perry's Monument was built between 1912 and 15 in honor of the Battle of Lake Erie, and the victor in that battle was Oliver Hazard Perry in the War of 1812. It is the 3rd tallest monument in the National Park Service. And if you get a chance to visit today, it's a good idea because they're going to be closing for 2 years. They're going to shut down for some repairs. And they won't be opening till 2028. Apparently they're going to take it back to the factory and put some new batteries in it. But you can go up and visit the tower there, and the flat part is the observation deck. Let's start out here at the visitor center and get a ticket and a time to go up. There are a lot of people are queuing up and waiting. There's an elevator, but there are quite a few steps to climb as well. Here's the depot. This is where the tour train starts out and where the buses come here from the Miller Dock. Our bathing beach is to the right, the sand beach. We actually have the sand brought in. It's down here. It's a nice beach. But we are a rock island, so there's not very too many beaches in these islands, the Bass Islands. There's about 30 islands altogether in Lake Erie. Half are American and half are Canadian. Canada, as the crows fly, is about 5 miles to our northeast. There's a good look at Perry's Monument. Burgers and fries at the DeRivera, soft serve ice cream. The Keys has Jamaican jerked meats and Caribbean style meals. Here's the harbor where Commodore Perry and his fleet started out. Just to the right is where the Jet Express lands. That's the other ferry I told you about earlier. Restrooms in the park are in this big gray building here on the left. Out there on the island, that is the island called Gibraltar, after the famous Rock of Gibraltar at the Mediterranean. It also protects the harbor. And we can just see the top of Cook's Castle picking up above the trees, and that big building with the solar panels is the Stone Laboratory of the Ohio State University. The boardwalk sits on top of the Dover Dock and is famous for lobster bisque. Valentine Dover was a businessman. Valentine Dover was a businessman, and on the left you'll notice his name on this building. This was his general store. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through here with these trucks all stopped. In there now is Mossback's restaurant and the Fishbowl. which is a bar. Well, I suppose we could go around the other way. I'm gonna have to. This doesn't look like we're gonna fit through there. Yeah, we'll try it once. Yeah, we can make it. These docks on the right are the cruise nest docks. Oh, okay. All right, let's keep those arms inside. Shouldn't be a problem. I just don't want anything to happen to you guys. Precious cargo. Wood Bay Winery is at the old Bowler Mansion. Beautifully restored by the current owners. They turned it into a museum of wine making and island life. And you can also enjoy some wine and sit, watch the activities in the bay. Here's the cruise nest. Cruise nest is a very exclusive private club for yachters and others. On the left and up ahead is where you're going to have your lunch today at the Wood Bay Yacht Club. Wood Bay Yacht Club is one of the oldest yacht clubs on the Great Lakes. It has the wonderful sail and swim program for the island youth. The motorboat ride, you can over on one of their boats. This is their downtown dock and their offices. They're down here on the bend. They don't have passenger service out of the downtown. They just do some freight to the other islands, and also they do repair work on their down here on the shallow end of the bay. A lot of commuters use these docks that commute back and forth, and also six-pack charter captains. A new thing downtown area here is the Duck Museum on the left. It's a homestead where the Ducks, who were great models on the island since the 1850s, they sold the properties to the Lake Erie Islands Conservancy. They set up a living history museum of grape growing and winemaking here on the Lake Erie Islands. Alright, if you have your cameras on, this is a good opportunity. Well, it's not, it's fully framed by the clouds behind it, but across the bay, with boats in the foreground, and the beautiful Paris Monument in the background. And there's a good look at Gibraltar Island from the long end. East Point State Park is one of two state parks on Puerto Bay. This one has a boat harbor and camping, or not camping, but picnicking area and a restroom. These waters are called the Bass Islands, famous for bass fishing. It's a kind of a sport fish, not a good eating fish. If you're going to eat fish on Puerto Bay, and it'll be fresh fish, it's perch or walleye is what you want to order. And here we are at the Ohio State University. Keep those arms in, those trees aren't trimmed very good over there. I don't see anybody out here to meet us. That's not unusual. What are you guys going over to Stone Lab, maybe? That's where we're at right here. Okay. Years ago, they overfished Lake Erie so much in pollution that they thought maybe the fish would forget how to have babies. So they started a fish hatchery here on Foot Bay. These waters are the nursery of Lake Erie. Shallow waters here. And here's something interesting. This is where they do collections of water sampling, big samples. That island out there is called Rattlesnake Island. No rattlesnakes, just millionaires. Very exclusive private club. This building on the left is interesting. It's an old sailmaker's loft. The sailmaker would lay out the sailcloth upstairs in one big room that was built up there. And he'd live in the downstairs. He'd cut it into patterns and sew it together. This area is also called the Actors Colony. Years ago, an Oscar-nominated actress, Anne Harding, lived here in the suburbs. These nice cool breezes, and nice shade under the canopy of the trees. Hollywood back in those days was hot. It's in the desert.
I know it's okay.
Alright, keep those arms in. I gotta do a little bit of off-road in here to make that turn. We're losing our staff here on the island. They're slowly being
Is that
rid
the
away by
video? I
college
hit the
and
silver button.
going back to their countries. We have a lot of foreign kids study here and work here. So just remember, we're all tipped workers. So give till it hurts. There's that beautiful view of Paris Monument. If you've got your camera out it handy.
Maybe I want to post some more of my pictures.
Next big event here on the island is, of course, Labor Day. Labor Day is, that weekend is a 3-day weekend, so it's pretty normal. But the following weekend is Bronco weekend. That's the 5th of, it starts the 5th and 6th of September. We have Jeep weekend in August, when we have hundreds of Jeep cars here. And in September, we have Broncos. They couldn't be left out, so let's see OJ's Bronco here for it. There's a beautiful grape farm, the Duff Farm right there. Classic VW microbus there.
Oh, wow.
Get no getting a wash. Somebody's up on the roof at the yacht club with they're spelunking. They're pretending they're a mountain climber. Now the restrooms in your inside and on the right. It's a little, they get pretty big if they have enough time.
Huh?
Has to take a picture of that.
That's the video. That's the start.
Turned around, but it is so clear today. I believe that we're looking at Peely Island up ahead. I mean, it's about 12 miles away, but it's very clear today. North Bass is over to this side. There's Middle Bass. So, anyway, if you were up in the tower, as you say, various monument, you can see today 2 states in the provinces of Ontario, Canada.
And I was like, worst case scenario, that'd be like my crochet. Yeah, those covers. We just have one desk. We downsized to one desk, and then we realized that for 2 of us, it did not work. We didn't even have 2 desks.
Yeah, it's a long way off. That's gotta be Peely Island. The most southern point of Ontario is just off to our east. That's Middle Island. It's a nature reserve. Middle Island back in the 30s had a casino on it. And of course that was during the prohibition against selling alcohol. But since then it's been all in ruin and is strictly for nature. We're going to take a little zip around the downtown area so you can familiarize yourself with all the watering holes. Now as a kid over here, I know there was only about 6 bars downtown. This was the hardware store on the right. And of course, the Saloon, the world's longest bar where you and over 100
You wanna hold it?
can sit
Put your hand
elbow
right
to
here,
elbow
like that.
at the world's
I did
longest
some
bar.
pictures on my phone.
Hold it up. Get some of it.
Yeah.
See there.
Yeah, you can see the.
Does it take
Jose DeRivera's
Yeah, it's
effigy is in the park there on the left. We're looking at the back side. We'll see the front in a minute.
He's talking about
Jose was the founder of Put-in Bay. T-shirts and frosty pizza. Ice cold beer
right
and
over here. He's talking about
hot bubbling hot
Over
pizza
here.
at Frosty Bar. Pasquale serves breakfast and lunch and sometimes Italian food. There it is, the Roundhouse Bar next to the chicken patio. And behind that, the Park Hotel. All these are the oldest buildings still in
How does it take a picture
retail
by
use
itself?
on the
It's
island.
doing video, not pictures. It's doing video.
There's
So
t-shirts,
it's
more
moving video.
t-shirts. There's the restrooms in the park. You get down here.
That's okay, I don't need one.
And this was formerly where the Crescent Hotel was. It's going to be, I think, our 11th, if it ever gets finished, our 11th resort hotel. You like Mackinac Island style fudge? You're at the candy bar, and in the back they have hard-packed ice cream. The Alan Herschel Carousel, hand-carved from 1917.
Wow.
The carriage house has unique and unusual gifts. Don't forget, sweetest day is coming. Okay, we saw this from the other side, but this is where the tour train alights.
I took a picture of
Don't forget
that.
also that if you want to go up to Perry's Monument, there are some steps involved.
He's talking about that.
Apparently when they close, that's what they're going to do, is they're going to add some, make it more convenient for people who are disabled to get up to the observation platform. Can you see people up there? I don't see them right now. But usually their little heads will be popping up over the side. Straight ahead up across the bay on Middle Bass Island is the old Lon's Winery. It was the largest winery in the East at one time, before the Civil War. The Golden Eagle Winery became the Lon's Winery about 25 years ago. In fact, exactly 25 years ago this year, they had a terrible porch collapsed, and the Lon's Winery closed and reopened as a state park. Okay, we're on the oldest state route on any of the Ohio islands. State Route 357 goes from East Point all the way to Peach Point. Here comes the Jet Express in. That jet catamaran that's operated by water jets, not like airplane type jets, but there it is. Fastest way to Brooklyn Bay, they say. Also goes to Kelly's Island, Cedar Point, Sandusky, and Desert
your hand
Excursions
reminds
as well, the Jet Express. Okay, now we'll look across the park.
There you go.
Coming up on the likeness of Jose DeRivera, the founder of Brooklyn Bay.
From
Through
here
the
on
trees
the
there.
He
The
has
tree
the
has
letter.
its crown in the
See?
storm, and
That's what my
they carved it into his likeness. See, with a stovepipe hat, the beard and the cane, that's Jose DeRivera. These cannon are neat. These muzzle-loaded cannon are called a Dahlgren gun. They were left over after the Civil War, and I was reading recently they sat on the beach here in the bay for 30 years before anybody decided what to do with them. Now they're guarding the bay. We're heading towards the interior of the island, but first you got to take a look at Mojito Bay underneath this thatched roof, the sand floors, and the swings at the bar, and they said it wouldn't work. Hooligans serves Irish-style meals. Here's our grocery store, the Island General Store on the left. The brewery on the right is in the old fire station.
Whoa.
Next to it is the old blacksmith shop, now called a restaurant called The Forge. Back at the turn of the last century, a trolley car went right up the middle of this road from the Doler Dock to the Hotel Victory at the other end, which is now the state park. Here's our EMS center right here. Here's our school. About 100 kids in that school here, from preschool all the way through 12th grade. An average year. Last year we graduated 7. The bell tower is in memory of 3 EMTs and their pilot who were killed in a plane crash over Lake Erie in 1983. The 2 churches on the island, St. Paul's Pasquale on the right, and Mother of Sorrows Catholic Church on the left, which is built out of Kelly's Island limestone. The woods on the left is called Cooper's Woods, and a few years ago there was someone was desirous of building in Cooper's Woods. The Lake Erie Islands Conservancy and the public at large wanted to have it remain a woods, so they bought it, and it will remain a woods forever. And I can tell you from personal experience, there are many caves in Cooper's Woods. In fact, there's many caves on Port Bay. There's 2 caves you can actually visit on the island. There's Perry's Cave up here on the right. We're going to take a quick ride down through there. Perry's Cave was purported to be where Perry and his men, after the Battle of Lake Erie, brought their weaponry and their prisoners of war. Probably not. This was heavily wooded. There was nothing but deer trails through here, and the islands were loaded with rattlesnakes. But they did come here with their water barrels, most likely, to draw water from the lake in Perry's Cave, which was a good source of drinking water, as they had been told by the Native Americans. Scheeff's Antique Car Museum on the right is free and open to the public. Scheeff was the founder of our company, and he loved antique cars. He grew up on the island.
You did that?
His last project, here's Perry's Cave straight ahead. Scheeff's last project before he passed away was the Butterfly House. Beautiful building on our right, up ahead. Butterfly House, very beautiful, and inside, real butterflies flying around in the hothouse behind. But the big attraction for most families is the miniature golf course on the left. A miniature golf, and the Fort Amazement, which is a huge maze, also popular with the kids.
You have to get a picture.
Across the street, of course, is Heinemann's Winery and Crystal Cave.
What's this, Dad?
Crystal Cave, I think I explained to you earlier, is immense geode.
You have to get a picture of that.
Perry's Cave is a simple limestone cave, but is the biggest known cave on the island. Hey, Heinemann's picks their own grapes, presses them, bottles them, and sells them, and ships all over the country. Right here from Port Bay, nowhere else. Here's an interesting carving of an owl and her owlets. A tree that had a brush with winds. We get some tremendous winds out here because we're out in the open, so a lot of sheer winds break our trees. Here's some of Heinemann's grapes. They'll start picking these the next few weeks. Heinemann's has about 35 acres in grapes on the island. They grow Delaware, Niagara, Ives, Concord, and Catawba grapes on Foot Bay. And then on the other islands, they grow other varieties of grapes. The European style grapes, they're called. Jewel's Bar ahead on the left is an old press house. The grape farmers will bring their grapes here to be pressed and stored in the cellar beneath
You want me
the
to
bar.
get it? What? You want me to get it? When it's on this side, I can get it.
There's Jose DeRivera right there on the right. Now he goes by Joseph. Okay, we're going back to the state park here. South Bass Island State Park is on the grounds where the former Hotel Victory was. Hotel Victory was 600 rooms, all built out of wood in the 1880s, and it burned down in a tremendous fire in 1919. Took 3 days for it to burn down, so a lot of people dragged things out of the building as it was burning. And 6 years ago, when we had the
You want to hold it?
anniversary, the 100th anniversary of the fire, they had brought them all out to the museum downtown, next to the town hall, so people could see some of their treasures. They came out. The only thing that's left is the ruins of the swimming pool back up in the campgrounds. Notice the sign in the golf course, no golf carts. Yeah. It's the only place you can't drive a golf cart on this island. Golf carts. The city fathers went to the state of Ohio, said we need low-speed personal transportation on the island for our visitors. We don't want them to bring their cars over. We would be inundated with cars. So if one is good, and I remember when there was only 10 golf carts on the island, then 1,000 must be 1,000 times as good. So we have an unknown quantity of golf carts on the island, but it seems like a lot. How often ahead of us and across the lake, that is Davis-Besse nuclear power plant. That's about, I'd say it's about 20 miles away from here. Very clear today. You can see the two towers just off the point of the land. That is the Twin Towers of Monroe, Michigan. Just off the point of land, you see the two towers. That's about 30 miles away. But the state park here has a small boat harbor, boat ramp, and there's about 30 pull-through campsites and over 50 primitive campsites up there where see where that car was going up there. And like I said, the ruins are up there. Now there's that Put Bay sign. 2 years ago on Good Morning America, they came here when the sign was installed, and Good Morning America shot a lot of video for 2 days. They were here drinking our drinks and eating our food, sleeping in our hotels. And they shot a bunch of video, and only about 30 seconds ended up on the Good Morning American show. But that's all right, we were glad to have them. They call this the Key West of the North. No, Key West is the Put Bay of the South. Okay, does anyone like to jump out here and have a picture taken? I will provide the finger to press the button to take a picture of the Put Bay sign while you stand in front of it. Yes? No?
Doesn't look like anybody's excited about it.
Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me. Now listen up, kids. I got a story I want to tell you.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath long about a Saturday night. Yeah, I got a dope, just relaxing in the tub, thinking everything was alright. Well, I stepped out the tub, put my feet on the floor. I wrapped the towel around me and I opened the door, and then I splish splash, I jumped back in the bath. Well, how was I to know there was a party going? There was a splishing and a splashing, reeling with the feeling, moving and a grooving, rocking and a rolling, hey there! Big bang, I saw the whole gang dancing on my living room rug. Flip-flop, they was doing the bop. All the teams had the dancing bug. There was a lollipop with a peggy suit. The guy like Miss Amara was even there too. Well, a splish splash, I forgot about the bath. I went and put my dancing shoes on. Yeah, I was a rolling and a strolling, beating with the feeling, moving and a grooving, splashing and splashing. Hey yeah! Yes, I was splishing and splashing, splishing and splashing. I was rolling and a strolling, rolling and a strolling. I was moving and a grooving, moving and a grooving. We was reeling with the feeling, reeling with the feeling. Rolling and a strolling, moving and grooving. Splish splash, splish splash. Rolling and a strolling, moving with the grooving. Splish splash, splish splash. Rolling and a strolling, moving with the grooving. Splish splash.
Ahoy, me mateys! Listen up, you landlubbers. Follow my orders, or you'll walk the plank.
This is gonna be the awesome show.
Dad, look.
Wow.
Can you fix this for that?
Wow. Oh, I was going to get a shot with them all there.
That's where I take people when it's really hot, so we can get up to some speed. So our golf course is a 9-hole golf course. 3 clubs is enough, and it's challenging and it's fun, but you can't take your golf cart there. So I was going to tell you about golf carts. If you're sober, 21, have a driver's license, you can drive a golf cart on the island. You got to remember they are a registered vehicle. They have turn signals like this one to put its blinker on, and headlights, taillights, brake lights, and a horn. They all have a horn, unfortunately, so they're fun. They're fun to bop around. They're not a toy. Here's Joe's bar again. It's an old press house, so let's see. Is the door open to their cellar? No, it's that half-round door there. Their cellar is actually built over a cave, so it's real nice and cool under there. Part of it's a cave. It's neat. This is why I usually talk about the hippies. The hippies came to Put Bay in the 60s, carrying guitar cases and singing about peace and love. And most of them left here with briefcases full of money. And the guy that owned this Nature and Wildlife Center was one of them. He toured all over the West and up into Alaska, collecting animals and stuffing them. He was a taxidermist. When he left, he sold his property to the Lake Erie Islands Conservancy, so you can actually go and visit the animals that he collected, bear, wolves, and plus very positive for the young people to see stuff like that on Put Bay. So we bring the school groups here. Here's an interesting house up on the left. This house is underground. What you're looking at is the roof of it. You see the TV aerial and the chimney? That's the roof. It's got a side roof.
Oh, wow.
One of those hippies. We recently had one of the hippies. He blasted into space on the SpaceX rocket. He owns a couple of resort hotels over here. I don't know if you guys have checked, but the prices to go up in the SpaceX rocket are very high. That was back in June. And there's an eagle going down the shore, a maple tree. Now, do you see the rolling land here? This was all in grapes at one time. These fields. Heinrichs is the only one that's pressing the grapes, so they grow their own. The Catholic Church is the new one, because the old one is right here where that set of steps are. There's a plaque there too. I'll have to come out here with a broom and clean it off so you can see it sometime. That's where it was in this woods. These woods are called
Can you hold this for a minute
woods.
for me?
And the grape farmers would use the cedar trees, which grow long and straight and don't branch off like those trees. They've cut the branches off, and they'd use them for the poles that hold up the wires in the vineyards.
There, can you hold it for me?
I didn't grow up on Put Bay, but my dad did, and he would say that it was a fun place to grow up, but it was a lot different than when we came here. We were never allowed to go downtown. Too many bad things were happening down there. Now here's a pocket park that is owned by the Lake Erie Islands Conservancy on the right. It's just, as people pass away or they leave their property to the Lake Erie Islands Conservancy so they can always remain in a natural state and a place for animals and creatures to come and live here. Now, as far as like wildlife, we have deer, and I saw this morning, I saw an eagle come down, pick up a rabbit, fly off with it. That was pretty neat. One thing that I want to mention is the Lake Erie water snake in these waters. Only found here in the entire world. It lives in the rocky crevices on these islands. It was discovered that it loves to eat the round goby, which is an invasive species from the Caspian Sea that was brought here by freighters from over that part of the world. So if you're a fisherman, you know what the round goby is. It looks kind of like a pollywog. The round goby is pretty harmless, but I know when you catch them, you're supposed to kill them, and I remember stepping on one and throwing it back, and it swam away like I didn't even step on it. So they're pretty hardy little things. But the Lake Erie water snake likes to eat them, so that's good. to show off our new water treatment plant. You guys are all water people, soil and water. So. Well, about 20 years ago, there was a thing called the Put-Bay Mystery Illness. Turned out it was the wells on the island were getting tainted. So we have city water through the entire island now. Right here's a fire plug, which not only provides us with good drinking water, but it also eliminates the fire problem that, if you read about Put-Bay's history, a lot of huge fires over here. And here's our water treatment plant right here on the right. We got a water tower. On Catawba, where I live, we have a water treatment plant and a sewage treatment plant, so we're even one ahead. Here's a fire station, all volunteer, and our senior center. One of the popular sports is softball in the summer. All the bars have field teams to play softball, very competitive. They just wrapped up the season like a week or so ago. Can't tell you who won it. Not my age group anymore. It's Put-Bay School from a different side. And notice our big gymnasium. Yes, we actually field a basketball team. It goes all around to islands and small communities in the Great Lakes to play basketball. And we're a team has both boys and girls. We play Mackinac Island, Beaver Island, Danbury, which is over in Marblehead. And we're pretty good. Well, needless to say, that water treatment plant came at a cost of growth. We grew here like crazy. Since the baby boomers have been retiring, they've been building over here. Now that we have decent water, flat top ferries, regular air service, we're just trying to fight out the condos as long as we can. Nothing against condos as long as they're on a beach in Florida. But we're going to go up this back route here, see where your water goes. You've probably been wondering about, what do we need all that water for? Do people take a lot of baths here or something?
Oh, wow.
Now this was where people lived down here for years, and these are all Airbnbs. There's one of the owners, Linda.
Hello.
And here, check it out. Here's Islander Inn. This has the first swim-up bar, the Naughty Perch, open to the public. You sit there in your bathing suit and drink at a bar. Here's our bank on the island, the First National, Bellevue. The first resort hotel we went by, I didn't point it out, but it's down this strip here, down this walkway. It's now housing, but it's the Perry Holiday. And these are all the resort hotels that are in the downtown area. As I mentioned, we're building our 11th one, but it's going to be up on the strip. There's where all the water goes to Bloom Island. And swim-up bars have been very popular here. Very popular. Now, you're probably wondering where we get all our golf carts. We come out here in the spring, we plant golf balls in this field. And they grow here. Let's see, they just plant a golf ball every 10 feet, and up pops the golf carts. We're on the back side of the downtown strip. Head for, well, the ice cream parlor is where I like to take people, but another resort hotel just here. So the resort hotel has 50 rooms, some kind of food service, provide. It might be just pizza. And for that, the state of Ohio will give you a liquor license, which over here is like printing money. Liquor licenses are very valuable. So that's how they went crazy here for the last 25 years with resort hotels. See where we're at now? We're right here's the park. Band should be playing. It's after 2. Yep. Okay, we got anybody interested in the fudge shop? The candy bar. It's got fudge in the front, packed ice cream in the back. Yes, no. No, I see some heads shaking. It's right here. I'll pull right over. Sweet dreams inside. It says we are open. No. No. Let's go at the East Point. We got about 45 minutes. The island's about 3 miles long from end to end, about a half a mile wide average. And where they built Perry's monument was actually a swampy area, because as the man said, you gotta drain the swamp. Well, for years, whenever we get a blow, Lake Erie would try to take this land right here between this part of the island and that part over there back by flooding this area. And guess what? That guy with the orange face, he built this wall. So when he said, I'm going to build a wall, he did. He built this wall right here. Just finished it last year. Wall is called a Galveston wall. It's 3 times as high as the old wall and twice as wide. And you see how it has like a concave curve to it, so it actually forces the water back when the waves hit it. Found while they were tearing the old wall out that a lot of those Lake Erie water snakes had made homes in the old wall as it corroded and came apart. It's the kind of habitat they like, and so that slowed down the building. That put it back almost a year as the scientists came in, because the Lake Erie water snake is a threatened species. It's not endangered. It's a threatened species. I'll only tell you about my experiences with the Lake Erie water snake is that they are very mean, and you don't want to be in the water with the Lake Erie water snake. And this is a beautiful Victorian era houses right here. This one in the corner, I understand they opened a drawer in one of the rooms and found something that hadn't been seen in 100 years. I'm not sure what it was. But they've been working on it for about the last 3 or 4 years. It's a grand old lady, but a lot of upkeep on those babies. Notice we're still on the state route. You guys are getting an extra special trip out of me, because we don't usually go out here unless it's real hot and I need to cool everybody off. when I was a young man, the class of 75, that's a few years younger than me, they had 15 people in the class of 75 in 1975, 50 years ago, on Put Bay, and they had a different problem because most of them were related to each other. Another part there. So a gentleman named Ed Cummins, he opened up what we called the Wayward Girls Home out here at his farm where he kept horses, and he brought girls that were at-risk youth to finish high school here at Put Bay. And they ended up marrying island guys. It turned out everything was in good shape. It turned out good. Here's Cummins Farm right here. Ed's been gone a few years, but he's well fondly remembered. It's a beautiful old farmhouse. And I think he still has a horse, or somebody has a horse around here somewhere. But there's some great vineyards that are looking a little bit not well tended to. The Barney Hills grapes. But I think I might have mentioned Heinemann's has plenty of their own grapes. So we used to always take care of Barney Hills grapes. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but it's not my business anymore. A home being built here. If you've been here 3 weeks ago, a boat got stuck on a sandbar. That's Buckeye Island, and this is East Point. A boat got stuck in a sandbar going through here, and that was a big project. The Good Time out of Sandusky, with a bunch of partiers on board. Would anybody like to get out and take a look around here?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, I want to stop like right about here. Would you guys like to get out and check out the water here? You can see it's got some people living there, but that's not one of the islands I call it's not really a settled island. Now Middleback, where that is. Well,
I don't see them either. I don't see... Yeah, I don't see none. 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 I don't see n I'm not even, no one's trying to. Oh boy.
If everybody had an ocean across the USA, then everybody'd be surfing like California. You'd see him wearing the baggies, Warachi sandals too, bushy blonde hairdos, surfing USA. You'll catch him surfing at Down, Ventura County and Line, Santa Cruz and Trestle, Australia's Narrow Beach, all over Manhattan and down Doheny Way. Everybody's on surfing USA. We'll all be planning out a route we're gonna take real soon. We're waxing down our surfboards, we can't wait for June. We'll all be gone for the summer, we're on safari to stay. Tell the teacher we're surfing USA. At Agnes and Swan, Pacific Palisades, Santa Fe and Sunset, Redondo Beach, LA, all over La Jolla and Waimea Bay. Everybody's gone surfing USA.
One of those condos or whatever. And the Lake Erie Islands Conservancy came down, snapped it up. They're rebuilding the shoreline on the other side. It was old grape vineyards, but when I was a kid, I mean, like, before I was married anyway, we come down there to the farm down here, the Chandler Barn Hills farm, and I remember waking up on the beach there. One time we had a party, we called it the 5 o'clock club. We tried to stay up till 5 in the morning. But yeah, you can see, you can go back there, on foot of course. But yeah, I'm not opposed to people making a few dollars from their property, but you gotta
You want to hold this for a minute?
Stand so much. I'm not sure what's going on here. But we're in the township. I was just asked how many people live according to the last census. That would be 2020 census. 1,000 people live in all 3 islands and the village. Now that's twice what we used to say on these tours, but I mean, we're not very specific. But you know, I mean, consider there's no industry here. I'm thinking a lot of people that lived in the city changed their address to the island so they can vote on things that happen over here. And being a smaller group,
for a little bit?
you got more to say.
You want to hold it for a little bit?
Yeah.
So,
I can hold
just
it for
my
a bit.
personal feeling about it. But yeah, this was all grapes at one time. And of course, took horses to, back in the old days, to plow the vineyards. My dad always talked about their horse, Barney. He said when it rained, they would take Barney, hitch him to a plow, and go down to the vineyards and turn the weeds over. You know, they didn't use Roundup and stuff like that. And he said that horse got to where, when it rained, he knew they were going to come to go make a word, so he'd go hide in the woods. My dad had all kinds of homespun stuff like that. Now these guys here keep horses in these woods here. They had them out here the other day giving kids pony rides and stuff. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people like to see it stay rural like this. But, you know, I don't know, hard to say.
My phone is losing its mind. Oh, you got that anchor?
Now you're in the.
Yeah, Morris is like in the middle like that is fine. When it just like towards the end of the battery, when it's in the middle, then that's when I have to switch. But right now we can go.
Your arm's kind of in the video.
Those dark-colored birds out here on this dock, those are cormorants. They're kind of a fish and duck. They swim and
Right there on the
catch
bottom.
fish on the bottom. They've kind of taken over West Sister Island and turned it into a mess. But, oh well.
There's some video of that.
There goes one.
There you go.
That island over there to behind the monument, that's Kelly's Island. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Kelly's Island. That's Marblehead over there. That's the mainland. That's Kelly's over there to the left. Kelly's Island is the biggest island in Ohio waters. Healy Island is the biggest island in Canadian waters. And of course you can see the Canadian flag flying up here alongside the American flag and the British flag. And that's not because we want Canada to be our 51st state, but it would make sense though, really. Oh, I didn't mention this wall. In the paper it said it cost $25 million to build this wall. And it's on the other side too. There's actually two walls. And it was all good 2 years' work by those guys to build it. Last weekend we had one of the tall ships, actually a couple of tall ships came in, not at the same time. A sailing ship style, that was a kind of neat. Next year I'm expecting a lot because of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. I'm sure our Chamber of Commerce is already working on it. So keep an eye on the news to see what we're going to do. When we had the 200th anniversary of the Battle of Lake Erie, we had 5 tall ships sailing. You could actually go out and sail on the tall ships. There's those bus drivers trying to turn a dime into a dollar. There's a beautiful Bayshore Resort. The cost to stay at the Bayshore Resort these days, I'm going to guess, is about $250 to $300 per night. 2-night minimum on the busy weekends. And who knows what it is off season. Like a lot of places, they lose a lot of their help when the kids all go back to college or back to their home country. Back in here is all the housing for the workers. It takes 1,000 people aboard to run this island. A lot of them are retirees like myself. A lot of young people, they're all temp workers. So give to it hurts. These condos here were built about a dozen years ago, and they went up. Put this on for $99,000. We said about 5 of them. There's some land for sale. Somebody was asking me about land. I have no idea what stuff's going for these days. I just hear from other people.
I got it.
Up ahead where these arborvitae trees are, that's the Fox's Den campground. It's a private campground. It's got a fishing dock, a boat ramp, and cocktail hour every day at 4 o'clock, and 5 o'clock, and then 6 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock. And 8 o'clock. If you camp, you know what I'm talking about. Oh, we got some hitchhikers. It's 2 miles from the dock into town. The PD talking to the Sheriff's Department, I think. How about 2 sheriffs? Yeah, prison, we need them. Next event here at DeRivera, we just had a rock concert couple of country acts, Sam Hunt and I can't think of the other guy's name. But our next event here is going to be our sports car races. That'll be in September. We'll actually take over the runway and the taxiway. Alright, look around. Make sure you didn't forget anything.
We went. We weren't.
This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I was walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts. And all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. When the sun came shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving, and the dust clouds rolling, and the fog was lifting, a voice was chanting. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking, I saw a sign there, and on the sign it said no trespassing. But on the other side, it didn't say nothing. That side was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I've seen my people. As they stood there hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? Nobody living can ever
stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever make me turn back. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.